What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing. And yo, I'm upset right now. I'm upset. And by the way, I titled this "The Disrespect of Hector Luis Garcia at the Tank Press Conference" on purpose. I put this as the Tank Press Conference because that's exactly how they treated Hector. Yo, they didn't give a shit about Hector. Hector should have not even went to the press conference. Yo, he ain't getting not a single question at that press conference. Not besides the moderator, JR Sports Brief, he was the one that was doing the moderator. He asked Bob Santos a couple questions, Hector. But from the journalists, he ain't getting not one question. They talked more about Lamont Peterson and Anthony Peterson than they did Hector, man. Yo, that was some bullshit what they did to him. Yo, those journalists that were there, every single one of you should be embarrassed because you did a horrible job. A horrible job. That was insane, man. And to be honest, I'm a little upset that I wasn't aware of this press conference up until like 3-4 days ago. Had I known 2-3 weeks in advance, I would have been down there. I would have been asking the questions to Hector, man. Yo, we want to know what he thinks too. Yo, they treated him like he was invisible, like if he was a nobody. Yo, they talk about, Tank was talking about the undercard. Oh, Lamont Peterson, Anthony Peterson, Boo Boo Andre, Boots, Rashidi Ellis. Like, yo, we don't give a fuck about these guys. Yo, let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about the main event, the guy you fighting. That's what I want to know about your opinion. Yo, it was like nobody asked him about Hector. Nobody asked Hector a single question. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And honestly, I felt like I just felt like it was made there again. That was the Tank press conference. That was the Tank show. Okay, hey, let's see what Tank how Tank feels. Who cares about this guy? This guy is just an afterthought. If that's what y'all thinking about Hector, y'all in for a rude awakening. Y'all in for a rude awakening. And honestly, I think Tank is overlooking Hector. I really do. He on Twitter, he's actively talking about Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Those are the people he's talking about on Twitter. He has never once tweeted about Hector. At the press conference, wasn't really addressing him. He addressed him a couple times saying, oh yeah, Hector's been talking crazy what else did he say? He's like, oh, I've been seeing him. I've been seeing him even I saw all his fights and even the way he trains. That's all he mentioned about Hector. And I like how in the face-off, I felt like Hector won that face-off. They was facing off. Tank was the first one to look away. Then he tried to like bully. He tried to like pump up a little and bully fucking Hector, put his fist in Hector's face. Hector smacked that hand out of his face. Get out of here, man. He tried later. He saw he got a little punked. He's like, oh no, he gave him a fist bump. Like, oh, we're cool, right? We're friends, right? Hector, being a respectful guy that he is, gave him the fist bump back. But yo, I'm telling you guys, man, I felt like this was the Tank show. They totally disrespected how Hector's chances. They just looking at this guy like a run-of-the-mill regular fighter. I'm telling you, you guys are in for a rude awakening. This guy has a lot of amateur fights, international amateur fights. Y'all seen how he cooked up Cobra. Y'all seen how he cooked up Roger Gutierrez in back-to-back fights. You know what I'm saying? And he's an active fighter. Tank is known for low activity and then trying to catch his opponent late. We'll see if that works against Hector. We'll see. Because a lot of people sleeping on Hector and his chances in this fight, man. Hector Luis Garcia is a good fighter. He is. He's a good fighter. And if you don't believe that, you're in for a rude awakening, man. You really are. Yeah, exactly. Hector said, "Don't play your games with me." Absolutely. You try to put the fist under the chin. Nah, man. We don't play those games, bro. We don't play those games. Again, my man Hector was staring into his soul in that face-off. Staring into his soul, letting him know, yo, this ain't no game. You know what I'm saying? I like the way Hector Luis Garcia conducted himself. He held himself down like a man. And whatever, the disrespect, next, don't worry, next press conference, they're going to be asking Hector some questions. They are. Trust me. And when I say next press conference is his next fight. And y'all do the math what I'm trying to fucking say. Y'all do the math. Don't y'all smart. Don't y'all got Google. Read between the lines. Read between the lines, man. Next press conference, they going to have to ask Hector some questions. I'm telling you, Hector's Tank is in for a big surprise. A big surprise, man. This dude ain't no easy fight. All right, man. Matter of fact, I'm happy that this dude was so focused on talking about Lamont and Anthony Peterson. Yo, by the way, those guys, they washed. Anthony Peterson got knocked out by, no, he got disqualified, but he was getting beat up by Brandon Rios like 9 years ago, 10 years ago. We still talking about this guy? This guy's done. He's like, what, 38, 39? How old is Lamont Peterson? Lamont Peterson, yo, people are saying that Errol Spence beat a washed Lamont Peterson, and this guy's still fighting, and that's the guy we talking about at the press conference? How about you talk about your opponent? How about you talk about the guy who's gonna be the best fighter you ever faced? You get what I'm saying? Like people need to wake up, man. Wake up. This is gonna be a real rude awakening. Real rude awakening. Said, Broadway, do you see this being another upset like Rayo versus De Los Santos? Honestly, if this is an upset, this is a bigger upset because nobody's listen. By the way he was treated at this press conference, you're gonna have to say that Rayo, excuse me, if by the way Hector was treated at this press conference, you're gonna have to say that when Hector Luis Garcia upsets Tank, that will be a bigger upset. I'll probably be the biggest upset in like the last 10 years. I can't even think of a bigger upset the way he was treated at this press conference, because the press conference was on Showtime's YouTube channel. It was on Showtime's YouTube channel. Yeah, man. It would be a much bigger upset because nobody's giving this guy a chance. Also, this is on pay-per-view main event. You know, that Rayo De Los Santos fight was on a pay-per-view, but it was on an undercard of a pay-per-view. And it wasn't even a co-main event. You get what I'm saying? And there were guys like me telling everybody, like, yo, De Los Santos about to fucking knock this dude's block off. And everybody was laughing at me. Ha ha! Rayo's gonna beat De Los Santos. You just capping for your Dominican. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm dead serious. He gonna get knocked out. Like, this fight not going 5. And they ended up only going 3. Like that's the type of shit we giving up in Dominican boxing. And hey, man, Tank, don't worry. Focus on Shakur Stevenson. Isn't that who you tweeting on Twitter? Focus on Devin Haney. Isn't that who you tweeting on on Twitter? Focus on Ryan Garcia because that's your big money fight, right? Isn't that who you want to focus on? Focus on all of that because guess what? When Hector comes on, you're gonna realize like, damn, I should have focused on this guy. Damn, I didn't think he was that good. And when you getting your shit beaten, you're going to realize that press conference where all those journalists were asking you questions about everybody else, you're going to realize this wasn't what it was made out to be. This wasn't going to be a cake, a tune-up the way they putting it out. Fuck out of here, man. Yo, that shit was crazy. That was crazy how they treated him at that press conference, man. I really feel like, damn, like I knew. Listen, I'm not oblivious. I get he's the B-side. I get more questions and more attention are going to go to Tank. I get that. I'm not an idiot. I've been watching boxing for a long time, my man. Long time. I get it. But not to ask a single question to Hector Luis Garcia. This man was an Olympian. This man's he's a current world champion. A current world. Tank's not even that. He has more in his resume right now. I'm talking about right now actively. I'm not talking about Tank. We know Tank was champion at 130 before, and we know that. We know that. I'm talking about right now. Tank has a regular belt. Hector has a real super champion at the WBA championship at 130. Like, what are we doing? This shit was wild, man. I ain't like that. I ain't like how they treated my man, bro. I ain't like how they treated my man. I'm gonna put the link, man. Then this goes for anybody. Ari, I see you asking for the link, so I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Anybody who wants to join in, I'm gonna have to pin this because I know a lot of you guys are hot. A lot of you guys are angry and want to talk about it. And y'all know me. This channel's for Dominicans, bro. Like it's cool. Anybody could come and be a fan of me and watch my channel. That's 100%, man. I got a lot of Mexican fans who watch my channel, so I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way. But this channel's for Dominicans that don't feel they're getting the right representation, want to get their shit off their chest, want to say something, and even if you're not Dominican, call in anyways, and you can agree with me and or disagree. Who knows? But again, the link is in the chat. I actually just pinned it to the top of the chat. Anybody wants to call in and express their opinion on the press conference, please do. Manny, what's up, my brother?
¿Qué lo que, manito?
Dime a ver, Manny.
Todo bien, todo bien.
Todo bien. ¿Tuviste la conferencia de Tan David contra Héctor Luis García?
Sí, yo la miré.
¿Qué fue tu opinión de eso?
No, como te digo, tú sabes que algunas veces por el idioma, tú sabes que algunas veces te quieren esconder los peleadores, tú sabes. Como que todas las preguntas no eran de un lado, tú sabes. Yo me metí ahora mismo, fue para el chat, pero ¿qué es lo que tú estás opinando?
No, estoy diciendo que en la conferencia nada más le hicieron ni una pregunta le hicieron a Héctor Luis García, lo trataron así como que una basura, como que él va a estar ahí, como que lo tiraron al lado. No me gustó eso, estoy quillado
No,
con
pero
eso.
tú sabes lo que me gustó a mí cuando se siguen el cara a cara, tú sabes,
Sí.
que están como, que tú sabes que quieren meterle presión a todo el mundo, pero esto decía que lo que estamos aquí.
Ajá, exacto. Y él quiso de que tirar el puño y Héctor Luis le dio una galleta a la mano, como que bate de aquí. Dan
Ya
David
tú
una vez
sabes.
de que, no, pana mí, le di que el puño.
Sí, tú viste que se quiso ser panita de él, ¿no? Pero
Sí.
está heavy. No, manito, pero sigue ahí, tú sabes, tú estás rompiendo ahí, tirando toda la gente dominicana para adelante, eso sigue así, manito.
No, muchas gracias. ¿A dónde tú vives?
Yo soy de Conérico.
De Conérico. Oye, cuando tienen una cartelera aquí en Nueva York, te necesitamos aquí, comprarte
Papá,
aquí.
yo siempre subo para allá arriba, para MSG, Brooklyn, Bay Barclays, yo siempre voy para allá, apoyar a mi gente, tú sabes cómo es.
Tato.
Vamos para
Cuento
allá.
contigo, Manny.
Ya tú
Tato,
sabes, manito.
tírame por
Está,
Instagram.
está heavy, suave ahí.
Tato, mi hermano. Ori, de lo mío, ¿qué es lo que?
Yo, what's good, man? What's happening? How's everything going?
Everything's going bad. That's how everything is going. I ain't like how they fucking treated my man Hector Luis Garcia on that press conference, man. That was some bullshit.
I thought about it. You got to understand, I think that a lot of the people there, the journalists, these guys weren't really boxing like journalists. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're hardcore fans. So we expect better from the people there. If you notice, like Brian Custer was in there, who usually does a great job with the interviews and running the press conferences. And then usually the people that are at these press conferences, usually they're hardcore boxing fans. They're experienced boxing journalists. But for whatever reason, for this particular press conference, it was just local media that was only focused on Tank's like a homecoming fight. It wasn't necessarily like hardcore boxing fans or boxing journalists that were asking questions. So I think that's part of the reason why they didn't really ask any questions about Hector Luis Garcia, to be honest.
Well, let me put it to you like this. I went to journalism school, so I know this shit. And even if you are a local, not a hardcore boxing fan, one of the things they teach you in school is two things. They teach you the underdog story always is better than the favorite story. They always teach you that. And then they also teach you that usually in the losing locker room, the more interesting story is there. Now, and I'm not saying Hector's going to lose, but in this case, he's the underdog. And most people are picking him to lose anyways. So, you have to go in with that kind of mentality. For you not to ask one question, I'm not talking about, ask him a bunch of questions and find out everything, his life story. For you not to ask one question lets me know that nobody in the media there was even thinking of Hector Luis Garcia having a possibility of scoring an upset. Hector's not no fucking bum. This dude is not. Yo, if you watch his last 2 fights, in his last 24 rounds, he's probably lost 4 in total. Last 24 rounds. And he would have got the stoppage on both those fights had Colbert not ran the last 2-3 rounds, and had Gutierrez opened up more. He was all defensive because he felt the power. So, like, I feel like they treating him like if he's fighting fucking Rolly, or if he's fighting one of these other bums that he's been fighting in the past. Hector's not one of those guys, man. Hector could fight.
No, I agree with you 100%. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the people there were not boxing media, so they weren't really there for boxing. They were there because Tank's a big name, he's a household name, and he brings fan base, right? So they were there just for like, oh, this is old big Tank event, homecoming, and they don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my personal opinion, I didn't feel like a lot of these people knew much about boxing. The questions they were asking were like amateurish, like just asking stupid questions. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't put too much into it in terms of like,
yo, Tank talked more about the undercard than he did Hector. Oh, yo, Anthony and Lamont Peterson, I'm glad they're on the card. Oh, Andrade's on the card. Rashidi Ellis, like, yo, bro, you're not fighting those guys. You better put your fucking eyes straight and look at the man to your left, because Hector Luis Garcia is coming out there to fight, man. I ain't like that at all, man. I felt like Hector Luis Garcia should feel disrespected. That's how I feel. I feel like hold on, look. Luis Rodriguez says, "Si fuera yo me paro y me voy." That was ridiculous. I felt like he got disrespected so bad, man. Like this dude stopped training camp in Vegas, flew across the country for that. You got to think of the context, bro. Yo,
I agree with you. I agree with you. I felt like there was
answer questions in English, and I don't even understand shit you saying because nobody's asking me shit.
Well, another thing is, I think
they should have just had him on the teleprompter or a digital press conference or some shit.
Yeah, I feel like the interpreter didn't do a very good job either. And like I said, man, I agree with what that person was saying, because I felt the same way. Like, once the media started asking questions, I got that feeling too. Like, yo, if I was Hector, I'd be like, yo, fuck you, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go back to training, because all they were asking was Tank Davis, all these stupid ass questions. But I do like the thing with Coach Calvin Ford. He knows what's up. So he's not going to let Tank overlook Hector Luis Garcia. You know what I'm saying? It does seem like Tank was a little bit distracted, but I think, his trainer really knows what's going on. Is not going to let Tank get on focus. Is not going to let Tank overlook Hector Luis Garcia. And like I said, I just think the people there were just not hardcore boxing fans. We're hardcore boxing fans, so we know what to expect. But unfortunately, the people there really weren't boxing fans.
Yo, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that I wasn't aware of this press conference up until like 2-3 days ago. Because had I known a week or 2 ago, I would have went. And I would have been asking the right questions.
Yeah, man, you gotta get in contact with Steven Espinoza, man, because these interpreters, I feel like Dominicans should have their own interpreters. Because this fucking interpreter, listen, I'm not trying to shit on the guy, because obviously he's doing a job. He, probably got to feed his family, whatever. So no knock to him. But I feel like Dominican fighters need their own interpreter. They need their own voice, and they need somebody that's gonna fucking interpret the way that they're saying shit. You know what I'm saying? The way that the Dominican fighters are communicating. Because I feel like if they would interpret it the right way, that press conference is gonna got popping off.
Yeah, when he was calling him tanquecito,
that's what I'm saying. So
like he's
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and the interpreter, you know what I'm saying? It's Dominican fighters need their own interpreter. You should get in contact with Espinoza, man.
And who not better than the voice of Dominican boxing? You know what I'm saying? I'm out here putting out the legwork, man. I don't know. It's just frustrating to see how we get treated. It's frustrating that I wasn't going to go live today. It's frustrating that I have to go live to talk about, and I'm taking time away from my family to talk about shit that should have never went down like that. There should have been 3, 4, 5 questions asked to both fighters, and that's it. And then, and by the way, it would have been a better press conference, because now you got this guy asking a question, that guy, and then he might respond to something Hector says, like, what? You said you're gonna beat me, you're gonna knock me out, and then you can have a little back and forth off that. But since you just there, you just got Hector there looking smooth. Yo, by the way, can we say, yo, Hector Luis Garcia looked like a fucking model up there with his suit. He had the turtleneck, he had the gold chain. My man was looking fresh. You just got my man there looking fresh, not saying nothing. He had the shades on. I really didn't like how he was.
But that's what I'm saying. If you think about even the questions that they asked Tank Davis, it's like they were not boxing related questions, right? They only asked about, the things that he's doing for the community, which is great. The fighters that he's putting on, which is great. But like they weren't asking about like, what does he know about, Hector Luis Garcia fighting? How does he approach this fight? Questions about boxing, what I'm saying? They were just asking general questions that had nothing to do with the fight. And that's the problem. The media people there didn't know shit about boxing. They weren't there for boxing questions. They were just asking stupid ass questions of what's more important, the money or the fame. But it's like, what kind of fucking question is that?
Yeah.
What I'm saying? It's like, it's just,
Hold on 1 second. Yo, Peanut King, you got one more comment or you're going to get kicked off the chat. So I'm going to need you to be respectful in this chat, all right? One more disrespectful comment on any Dominican shit, you get kicked off. I don't give a fuck if you unsubscribe. I don't give a shit about none of that. So, again, you got one more. That's it. Go ahead.
That sounds like some dumb shit that Armin would say.
Like, people think like, oh, unsubscribe. Like, I don't give a shit. Bye. Don't come on this channel. This ain't the channel for that. This ain't the channel for disrespecting Dominicans. Nah, we don't do that here. Over here, if you want to troll a little bit, I have to know you. I don't know you. I never seen you in this chat. I've never seen you send me a super chat. I never seen you support me. So you coming on this shit to disrespect, you got one more and you getting the fuck off my live. Go ahead, my bad. I didn't want to. Oh, Ari thought I was talking to him. Anyways, yeah, man. Hector Luis Garcia. By the way, hold on. All right. Bye. Yeah. I had to get rid of that clown. What's going on, man?
No, it's so good. My bad. I was trying to do something.
I was like, I'm gonna get you off my fucking live, and then you came off. I was like, I thought I was talking to him.
No. I was just trying to do something, but no. But it listen, man. I think Hector Luis Garcia used that shit as motivation, and use that. Be like, oh, these motherfuckers wasted my time coming over here. All right, motherfucker, I'm gonna get back in the gym and I'm gonna go to work even harder. You know what I'm saying? So I think just.
No, go ahead, my bad.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think just use it as motivation. I don't think, like I said, Coach Calvin Ford, because he knows what's up. He knows Hector Luis Garcia could fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll keep Tank on focus, and whatever they have going on, they're going to be there to fight. So it's going to be a great fight, man.
Yeah, nah. Well, one of the things, damn, I lost track of what I was going to say. Somebody's agreeing with you. These interpreters in the boxing game are horrible. Yo, and you know what's weird is that PBC, sometimes they have this Argentinian translator, and I like him. He's good.
Yeah, he does a good job. Usually he's off camera. And he's pretty good with the interpretations. I don't know what happened today. Like I said, I don't know what happened today. Like Brian Custer was in there. Brian Custer usually does the PBC press conferences. And he does a great job of getting fighters to kind of go back and forth, and whatever. But this like I said, it was just wasn't.
It was a waste of time, bro. There was no back and forth between the fighters. There was no interaction. There was no nothing. It was a waste of time for pretty much for Hector. I'll be honest.
And they had a missed opportunities in the first half of the press conference. You have Boots Ennis sitting right there. You got Rashidi Ellis sitting right next to each other. And you don't ask them about potentially fighting each other. These dudes are the same weight division. These two guys are undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a missed opportunity, in my opinion. But like I said, again, it has to do with the people that are in the room. These people were not there really for boxing. They didn't know shit about boxing. And the questions they were asking were just stupid, in my opinion.
I agree. I spoke to Bob Santos. He's coming on the show on Wednesday, 7:00. So we could talk about this, since obviously they barely ask him questions too. As far as the moderator, they barely ask him questions. So I'm gonna get him on the show. I already had Hector on the show, so I won't have him on again unless he wants to. I haven't spoken to him, but yeah, what they didn't do at this press conference, I'm gonna do. And again, that's why I'm here. That's why God put me on this fucking earth, because people are disrespecting Dominican boxes even when we're having success. So now I got to do the legwork myself. That's why I'm putting out these short clips of my interview with Hector Luis Garcia. And that's why Bob Santos is going to come on the show this Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. There you go.
Do you think Tank been watching your interviews? Because he said at the press conference, "Oh, this dude been talking crazy." You think he's been watching your interviews?
I mean, if he says, "Oh, I watch everything," so if he watch everything, he has to watch my channel. You know what I'm saying? Where Hector was talking about him. Hector sounded very confident and letting them know that he's not there to lay down. You know what I'm saying? And you saw when I talked to Puello was like, he wasn't nervous at all. He's like, "Yo, this is the man for the task." Like Hector's a hard worker. Hector's smart. Hector, has experience. Hector has a lot going for him. He's taller. And again, that amateur experience, people want to overlook that, like, oh, that's just the amateurs. Okay, all right. Well, you let that marinate in your head. If you think that's just the amateurs, and that's all, that experience ain't gonna come into play. And by the way, his brother, Hector Luis Garcia brother, lives in Maryland, so that's a quick drive for him to come get to the fight. So it's like it's like everything is aligning for an upset. Everything is aligning itself. The fight could have been anywhere. It's happening 45 minutes, 30 minutes from where his brother lives. So where his brother could go, just take a quick drive and go watch the fight live and watch his brother get an upset. I just hope that my man could get a decision if that's the way it goes, man. I hope if he legit beats Tank and they go to the cards, I hope they do. I hope they don't rob him. I mean, I know it's unrealistic that that's the way it goes. For sure that they're gonna give it a Tank, but I hope Hector gets the win, man.
I think the fight. The more I think about it, I think the fight does go to decision. I think Hector Luis Garcia is gonna, he's not gonna fold. He's not gonna fold under pressure. I think he's gonna show Tank, hey, listen, whenever Tank hits him with some shit, I think Hector Luis Garcia is gonna fucking hit him right back, and is gonna also show Tank like, hey, this is a fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna be a good fight. Stylistically, I think it's a great fight. You got two southpaws. Both have power, and both have very good boxing abilities.
What I like about this style matchup is Hector Luis Garcia, he tends to win his rounds very, very clear. Like when Hector wins a round, it's like, oh no, he for sure won that round. And if we're being honest, Tank usually gives up the early rounds himself. He usually gives them up early and stuff like that, and kind of relies on his power late, like where he for lack of a better word, he downloaded your rhythm and what you like to do and got you comfortable coming in and stuff like that. And we both know that Hector's kind of a more offensive fighter. But, Bob Santos about to be trainer of the year for a reason. You don't think he's going to tell him, yo, just stay careful, be careful. Even if you're dominating the fight early, just stay careful, stay at that pace, stay at, be aware of his power and his speed advantage. Move at a certain pace. And again, I think he's gonna win a lot of these rounds clear. It's just a matter of him not getting caught. And I think for sure he can win a decision on the fan side. I'm not sure on the official scorecard, but on the fans, if he cannot get caught and stay consistent and be aware of his power, I think he could win a decision, man.
Yeah, I think that Hector Luis Garcia obviously is an offensive fighter, but he's not a pressure fighter that's going to put himself in a vulnerable position to get countered, right? Because I feel like Tank is a great counter puncher, obviously has great power, so he banks when you make a mistake. When you make a mistake against him, he's gonna make you pay. You know what I'm saying? So I think Hector Luis Garcia would avoid making those mistakes. I think he'll keep the fight. I think it'll benefit him to keep the fight in the center of the ring, circle, make sure you don't have your backs against the ropes and let Tank unload. At the same time, I think it's don't push Tank too much, right? Like don't in terms of I'm saying like don't pressure him too much because we've seen that when you pressure, he's a great counterpuncher that can hurt you. And we saw it versus Rolly, we saw it versus
Santa Cruz,
you know what I'm saying? So I think Hector Luis Garcia just has to avoid making mistakes, keep the fight in the center of the ring and circle, and I think it's gonna be a very good fight. But no, I agree with you. I think Hector Luis Garcia, if it goes to decision, I think Hector Luis Garcia could win the fight because Tank does start slow and he does depend on his power. He does have great boxing abilities, but he'll give up those early rounds to get into rhythm. Also, he will give up rounds or he will, he doesn't get hit as well, right? He does get hit. So he will let you hit him a few times to get one big shot off.
They both get hit. They both
get hit. That's when they both get hit. But I'm saying like Tank, we've seen him get hit and he'll stay in the pocket and just wait for you to make a mistake so he could fucking take your head off. So I think it's gonna be a great fight, man.
I'm counting on Garcia's experience to know when to take a risk and when to not. I think the way he fought Colbert and the way he fought Gutierrez, I think he knows not to fight like that against Tank. And if you saw his Olympic fight where he got robbed, you see a much more classical kind of boxer, more careful, smart, a guy who was doing just beautiful counters. Like if you watch that fight, like he was just countering beautifully. And I don't think he just forgot how to fight that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he still has that in his memory bank. I'm sure the fact that it's southpaw versus southpaw, I'm sure that to some degree makes how do I say, game planning a little bit easier, where now you don't have to worry about the head clashes and certain punches that are good against the southpaw and stuff like that. So I think he can, and I'm sure he has a lot more experience fighting southpaws than Tank has fighting southpaws. You get what I'm saying? I really like his chances. I don't think that look, I know it's a tall task at hand. I know it's going to be difficult. I know it's not going to be an easy fight. I know that for a fact. But what I'm saying is for people to treat Hector like he's just a walkover, a tune-up, a nobody fight, they're mistaken. History's not going to remember them favorably. They're not.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I just think the people there weren't really boxing fans. They didn't. Like I said, we're hardcore fans, so we follow this shit on a daily basis. I don't think the people there really were.
I got a question. If Hector wins 9-3, 8-4, do you think he gets a decision? Or does he need a 10-2 him?
If he wins, he'll have to win he'll have to win like 9 rounds.
So if he 9-3, you think he'll get it? That's
yeah, I think so. Okay. I think so.
Yeah, I just hope
if he wins 9 convincing rounds, there's no way you're gonna rob him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just hope he gets a knockdown or 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say he wins 9 rounds, like how you said, and within those 9 rounds, he also gets a knockdown in 2 different rounds. And I feel like then that's when it'll be hard to rob him if that happens. If he
no, but I feel like the Colbert fight. Remember Colbert was the favorite. Colbert was the up and coming. Or Colbert, everything was behind Colbert. And obviously, I'm not comparing Tank to Colbert. Obviously, Tank is a much bigger draw. Is a big A side. But when it's that convincing of a win, it's undeniable. The same thing when he fought Gutierrez, right? He went in there and he won 9 rounds convincingly.
Nah, he won 10
you
rounds.
Yeah, like you can't. Yeah, like 9-10 rounds, you can't take that away. The same way, like I remember before the Bevo versus Canelo fight, I said Bevo has to beat Canelo 9 rounds convincingly to get a decision. It's the only way, 9 to 10 rounds to convince it. And if we saw the cards, they gave Canelo 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they gave Bevo 7. I think two of the judges gave a Canelo 5 rounds. So it's like
all three judges had it 7-5. All three judges.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? So you can't when you win 9 rounds convincingly, they can't rob you.
One weapon that Hector has in his arsenal that I think could work really, really good in this fight. And he did it in the Chris Colbert fight, is that quick step back overhand left. It's a very shifty move. It's a move where you think he's just backing up and you're chasing him. And then I don't know where he stops on a dime and throws the overhand left, which is why he dropped Colbert so hard. You know, and we have seen Tank when he gets aggressive, he gets a bit careless. He gets a bit like, all right, fuck it. I'm just gonna
If
go.
you notice when they were
hold on. If he can time that with the quick step back and then boom, just that overhand left, I think Tank can hit the canvas. Because again, one Hector could punch, and two, that's a punch that you know, it's something you won't see coming. That quick step back while you're getting aggressive, and you see, you know, Hector's been pressuring the whole fight. All of a sudden, he's backing up. You come forward, and then out of nowhere, he stops on a dime and throws that overhand left. I think that's something Tank Davis has to watch out for.
If you notice, when after the face off, when they turn to the cameras and they put their fists up, right? When they're putting, put their fists up, and Tank is like putting the fist in his face. Look at the video and look how Hector Luis Garcia did the step back. Just notice it. If you see, he stepped back. Look, I swear to God, and look at it.
Smack his hand away. I saw him smack.
No, but the first thing he did was he stepped back and then smacked his hand. Go back and watch the video.
He was about to cock. You tell him he was ready to just.
Yeah, he did the step back. He did the step back, and like I'm telling you, go look at it because he was closing. He stepped back, and then So I think that's just natural in his head. Like always find the right range and be at the right range, and So go back and see the video. You're gonna see he steps back and then pushes his hand.
I gotta check it out. I definitely liked how Hector looked in the face off. He was staring into his soul, like just, and then Tank kind of just, Tank was looking tough, and then Tank was the first one to look away, and then that's when he tried the whole fist thing, and my man pushed his hand away, and then Tank was like, "Oh no, like let me give you a fist bump, like yeah, we're cool, we're friends, right?" Once he saw he couldn't punk him, like again, Hector is a former military man. Hector's a serious guy, like when I met him, I know I told you the story before. Like he comes across as a real serious guy, and I know Tank felt that energy. I'm not saying Tank is soft. Tank definitely, he comes across like a tough guy, but I'm sure he felt that energy. Like, nah, this is a real man I got in front of me. This is a former military guy, whether he knows that he was military or not, but he felt that energy. Like, oh nah, like this dude is, not here to fucking play. Hold on. Shout out to Francisco with the $2 super chat. Says Hector will win coñazo. Vamos with the Dominican flag emoji and a box.
Yo, is that it? No, but is that the guy that calls in sometimes? What's the guy's name?
Nah, that's Juan.
Juan, yo, is Juan on Twitter? What the fuck? Why isn't he on Twitter yet?
Nah, he is on Twitter, but he just como que todavía he doesn't know how to use it and stuff like that. Like he's tweeted me. Oh, míralo ahí, hablando de él.
Yo, put him up.
Juan de lo mío.
Dime a ver, te estamos esperando, loco, te estamos esperando.
Oye, loco.
Oh, man, I was at work. Man. I got to get out of work.
You saw the press conference?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw the press conference.
Yo, y esa falta de respeto que le hicieron a Hector Luis García. Yo, now,
bro, you know what's crazy? I love the way he handled himself. We got to expect that. He's the B-side. He doesn't speak English. But I tell you one thing. He was there for the moment. Even with the face-off, he ain't back down. He was there. Tank, don't play with me. I like that.
So. I like that he ain't get punked. I like that, neither of them got punked. Let me just, I don't want people thinking that. Neither of them got punked.
Yeah, a lot of times in these face-off, Tank will punk his opponent. And I thought he did that with Rolly. When he faced Rolly, he punked him. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, at the same time, you know, this is the first time they're each other's face. And you know, we'll see when when the fight happens. You know what I'm saying? The press conference right before the fight.
You know what I was just thinking about? This is Tank's. Tank. Now that I'm thinking about it, all his fighters that he ever fought just came straight forward, Mexican style. This is the first time he's gonna get a stylistic boxer that's a technician, that's gonna counter, that's gonna move in and out. I'm very excited for this fight.
Yeah. Hector is an offensive fighter. He does come forward, but the difference between Hector and all those other guys, he can also box. Like again, and anybody who wants to see his Olympic fight, DM me on Instagram. I'll send you his Olympic or Twitter. I'll send you his Olympic fight where he fought in the Olympics where he got robbed. So you'll see that he got robbed. But anyways, you'll see him countering, moving, shifting, doing all these types of tricky moves that you don't really see him do in the pros. So that is in his back pocket if he needs it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so sure if Bob Santos is more of an offensive coach. Maybe that's why he's been a little bit more aggressive. But in that Olympic fight, estaba boceando muy lindo, like real nice and sharp and calculated. So I definitely do see him bringing that bag of tricks into this fight, like going, oh no, I'm here. All right, you saw this tape, my tape against Gutierrez and my tape against Colbert coming forward. Well, you ain't know I could box like this too, and I got these moves and shit like that.
Man, I can't wait, man. If Tank doesn't hurt him, he's gonna have a long day in there.
Yo, either of you guys got tickets, Ari or Juan? Y'all got tickets to go?
Bro, I don't think I'm going, man. I
didn't get tickets. I didn't get tickets to go.
It's a 3-hour drive, man. If like 4 people come with me, I'll take the ride. But if not, I'll probably watch. I have like a fight. I'm at the house. Have a couple of family and friends come together and watch. Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going. I got tickets, and I also applied for a media pass. So if I get approved for the media pass, I'm gonna sell my ticket, and if I don't get approved, then I'm gonna just go to the fight. So, vamos a ver. But yeah, I wish there was like a place, like a Dominican restaurant, Dominican bar here in New York, where like I had a deal with I could bring and we could watch all these fights together. Thing is that
I'm pretty sure there are. You just gotta,
I was thinking about that, man. If we could watch the fight like a big event, but I don't know no place where they do that.
The thing is,
there's got to be places in the Heights, though. There's got to be some places in the Heights of the Bronx that do it.
Yeah, I need to make a deal with somebody, like, I'm bringing people in.
I'm bringing 20, 30 people in. We're going to spend money. We're going to buy food.
Yeah. We're going to smoke hookah. Well, I don't smoke hookah, but I know Dominicans, y'all going to smoke hookah. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, I need to contact a couple of these people, man. But the only thing is, like, when the fight's on Showtime for free, like, they have to get, like...
The Martin fight, we're going to be able to do that with the Martin fight.
No, but I'm gonna be at that fight. But
yeah, you're gonna be at that fight. I still might go. I don't know. I'm the last minute type of person. I might just buy a ticket and just fly out there.
Yo, the tickets are cheap, man.
Very cheap, man.
You get a ringside seat for like $100.
$100 ringside.
That's what I'm saying. Ari, ¿qué tú estás haciendo?
No, man, I just have a lot going on, man, during this time of the year with the family and stuff. You know how it is, man.
Yeah, man.
And my girl has a lot of events for work at this time of the year. She's in real estate, so there's a lot of conferences. There's a lot going. Like this week, she's down in Atlantic City for a conference this whole week. So it's like it's a lot of events, a lot of stuff, man, going on right now.
Nah, I feel you. Nah, man, because I'm gonna be out there. When I go to Vegas, I'm gonna be busy. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go on the Boxing Voice. I'm gonna go to Hector Luis Garcia's gym with Bob Santos. I'm gonna get some content from there, and I'm gonna try to see if I link up with Michelle Rivera at his hotel the day before the fight, And then I got the event. The
You gotta bring
You
the
gotta do
boxing
some
voice
coverage.
with you,
Give us
man.
some
You gotta
coverage.
bring them with you because they have a big platform too, just like you have a good platform. But you gotta bring them with you, man, because or do
Yeah,
something or bring me or if you no, you can't bring Michelle to the boxing voice, but the days before the fight. But
no.
yeah,
But
you can't do that. But
I brought the boxing voice to Hector Luis Garcia and Berto Puello last time.
It's crazy the connections you're doing for other
Yeah,
that's
when
what
I
I'm saying.
went to the boxing voice and I did the interview, they were like, "Yo," like they wanted to like go hang out afterwards. I was like, "Nah, I got shit to do, bro." And they were like, "What do you mean you got shit to do? Like you just got here?" And I was like, "Nah." I was like, I'm going to Garcia's and Puello gym. And
They're like, what?
they were like, "What?" They were like, "Yo, can I go with you?" I was like, "It's not my gym. I can't be, just bringing people." So I text Bob Santos' son, and Bob Santos' son was like, "Hey, you good?" So I brought him with me. So when I got there, it was me, Ness, Danny, and it was us three. We went, we did our interviews and shit like that. So, and then they exchanged numbers. Hector and Ness exchanged numbers and shit like that. So I connected them that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
That was crazy.
Hector was just on the Boxing Voice last
I
week.
know.
Because of you. Because
I'm
of
gonna
the
go
connection
watch.
you
I'm
did.
actually gonna go watch that. I started watching it. I actually got to go watch that interview. But I'm gonna jump off because I'm at work. I gotta get. I gotta finish up and then get out
Where
of here.
you
And then
from? Rolly, where you from? Where area you living?
I live in Westchester.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Definitely got to get up for a fight.
Yo,
man.
you didn't hit me up on Twitter, bro. You gotta jump on, man.
I'm on Twitter already. I just got to find you. I
So freaking hit up Joel. Me and Joel follow each other.
I gotta learn how to work it.
Juan, the thing is, on Twitter is not just us talking like with the text. There's a thing called Twitter Spaces where you can talk with your voice. So
Get out of here.
yeah, so it'll be like 10, 15, 20 people talking at one time and shit like that.
Yo, I feel like an old head trying to work the Twitter.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you gotta follow. Yeah, you gotta follow
way,
like on the recommendations. You could follow certain things. So if you want to follow like baseball,
I
boxing,
already
whatever.
did. I started following everything that I'm interested in. I just gotta.
Yeah, so with boxing,
you
boxing is
working-
a small community, but you'll feel right in.
I have my daughter teach me.
Next time I'm on a space, I'll send you a link and then you'll figure it out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna DM you so you can send me the Olympic fight, man.
I got you. I got anybody who wants me to send them the Hector Luis Garcia Olympic fight where he got robbed and it was discovered that was one of the fight that was corrupted. If y'all want, matter of fact, let me put that up.
But I'm gonna jump out, man. I'm gonna catch you guys later, man.
Tato. Yeah, let me put that
up.
Yo,
man. Well, that story you posted, man, made me a little emotional, man. Made me feel good, brother.
Which story?
On IG, man, just to see a Dominican fighter, man, signing gloves like that, like 100 gloves, man. I'm like, man, there's people coming to see my guy, man.
Yeah, man. I wish they asked him more questions. But look, so hold on. This is the Guardian.com right here. Look.
Yeah.
Up to 10 suspicious matches at 2016 Olympics boxing investigation finds, meaning there was 10 fights that, the judges was paid off and shit like that. Yeah. And one of the fights was Hector Luis Garcia fight.
Yeah, that shit has to boil you up when somebody good.
Yo, one of the fights on the list is my man Hector, who cooked this motherfucker. Beat the shit out of dropped him in the second round. The referee ain't counted.
Wow.
And then, yo, when they announced the decision, the whole crowd was booing. Like, what? Yo, one of the worst decisions in Olympic history. That's
why people get frustrated with amateur boxing, because it's the same thing. But it's worse because no one knows you.
Yeah, so it's like you get robbed and you don't. Yo, he wasn't.
No one vouches for you. No one comes.
He wasn't a medalist, and that's it. Not shit. He wasn't a medalist because he got robbed, but let's still give him the credit.
Look at Mayweather. Mayweather got robbed as an amateur.
Yeah, so it's like, so that's what happened with Hector. But whatever, it's fine. We'll get our just due January 7th when we pull off this.
He's been getting his just due. He probably got paid his biggest payday. Believe me, a lot of those people that was in the Olympics don't have the clout that he has now.
Oh yeah,
all the opportunity. Look at the opportunity. If Hector puts up a great performance and he doesn't get the decision, his career is still gonna be top notch because other fighters are gonna want to fight him to test himself.
Look what happened to Isaac Cruz.
Exactly.
Isaac Cruz had a close fight with Tank, lost a decision, and now all of a sudden, like he's this fucking this attraction.
Yo, you know what's crazy, Joel? I saw the replay today, right?
Yeah,
because I have better money on Cruz actually to get like a decision because I saw some of his footage. I'm like, I'm gonna put some money on him. I never seen Tank fight an aggressive fighter that hard. I saw the fight today on replay, and I'm like, damn, it was wider than I thought. He really lost that fight.
Nah, I had a 7-5 Tank.
You had a 7-5?
7-5 Tank. I thought Tank won. I thought he needed that last round for it not to be a draw, and he pulled it out. He boxed beautifully in that last round.
Yeah, he did, man. He hurt his hand in the ninth. I don't know about 9th, 10th round. I don't know what people was talking about, that it was early, but
yeah, I don't know when he hurt his hand. Some people say it was in the early round. Some people say he went into the fight with a hurt hand. Some people say it was in the ninth. I have no idea, but I just know I thought it was a close fight. I had a 7-5 Tank.
Yo, you're making it to all these events, man. You're going to all these fights.
Yeah, man. This Saturday is Teofimo Lopez versus Sandor Martin. I'll be at that fight, but I'll be at that fight as a fan. The next week following, I'll be at Michelle versus Martin as media. And then I'll be at Hector Luis Garcia versus Tank, whether that be media or as a fan, but I'll be there live and direct, man. Yeah, man. I'm moving and grooving, brother.
Nah. That's major, man. That's major. But I think that's a big thing what you said about getting in a place. Because if we get something like that, man, where they can see all of us wilding out with the flags, La Tambora, the weed out for one of our guys.
Yeah, man.
I got on social media.
I gotta hit up my pops because my pops knows a lot of these restaurants and bars or whatever. I want to see if we could work something out where I could bring
20, 30 people.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, this whatever. Let's say Michelle Rivera was fighting this Saturday. Yo, this Saturday, let's all meet up at this bar in fucking Washington Heights or in Brooklyn or in the Bronx or wherever. We're gonna go there. We're gonna all watch a fight. Bring your flags. We're gonna drink. We're gonna have some fun. Whatever. Buy some food so the business gets money and we enjoy the fight and we start the community that way. I'm thinking. You got me thinking. I'm gonna put the legwork on that.
If you hear about something like a bar or anything in New York that's gonna have like the Michelle or the other fight, let me know. I might shoot out there with my family just to enjoy the fight with people around me.
Tato.
I'm out of here, brother. Take care. It was a pleasure.
Nah. All right, Juan. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hitting that like button because I know most of my fans, y'all support me and y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Looks like nobody else wants to call in. But yeah, man, shout out to Hector Luis Garcia. I'll be having on Bob Santos, Hector Luis Garcia's trainer, on this Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. He'll be on my channel. I'll be asking him all the questions that I feel should have been asked to him. And also what's his opinion about Hector Luis Garcia not getting treated right. Also, just a bunch of questions I want to ask him. How he found out about this fight, what he thinks his chances are. There's a lot of questions I want to ask him. So I'm definitely excited for this Wednesday. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel. Until next time. Peace.